Picture the life clearly, the business, the book, the body, the version of yourself you have been promising to become. You can see it. You have always been able to see it. You know the plan. You have written it down, maybe more than once, maybe in 3 different notebooks, 2 phone apps, and 1 voice memo you recorded at midnight and never played back. You have told people about it. They believed in you. Some of them still do. And yet, here you are, again, exactly where you were last year. And the year before that. Nothing has moved. Nothing has changed. And somewhere underneath the next plan, the next Monday, the next fresh start, you already know that. So here is the only question that matters tonight. Why? Not why in the motivational poster sense. Not why in the way a life coach charges $300 an hour to ask you. Why? In the neuroscientific, peer-reviewed, documented, uncomfortable sense. To understand what is actually happening inside you, we need to go back. Not to your childhood, not to your first failure. We need to go back to a laboratory at New York University and a researcher named Gabriele Oettingen. For over 2 decades, Oettingen ran a series of peer-reviewed experiments on human motivation. Her question was simple. Does positive thinking, visualizing success, imagining the dream, fantasizing about the outcome, actually help people achieve their goals? The results shocked the field. In one landmark study, published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology, Oettingen measured the energy levels of participants who fantasized about positive outcomes versus those who did not. The fantasizing group did not become more energized. They became measurably less energized. Their blood pressure dropped. Their drive decreased. Their bodies behaved as though the work had already been done. This was not a small finding. This was not a one-time result. Across studies involving weight loss, academic performance, career ambitions, and romantic goals, the pattern repeated. This was not an accident. This pattern had a mechanism. Here is what is actually happening inside your brain every time you imagine the life you want. When you picture yourself successful, standing on the stage, running the company, living in the house, your brain's reward system responds. Dopamine is released. The nucleus accumbens, your brain's primary reward center, activates. In plain terms, your brain gives you the chemical reward for achieving something you have not done yet. It pays you in advance. And here is where it becomes devastating. Once the brain has received that reward signal, the motivational drive, the biological urgency to pursue the goal, decreases. You have already been paid. The invoice has been settled. Your nervous system registers. Mission complete. This is called the positive fantasy effect. It is documented. It is measurable. It is happening to millions of people right now who believe they are planning, when in reality, they are consuming the reward of a life they are never going to build. In 2009, New York University psychologist Peter Gollwitzer published research on something called social reality. The study found that when people announced their goals publicly, told their friends, posted on social media, declared their intentions, they were significantly less likely to follow through. Here is why. When someone hears your goal and responds positively, your brain interprets that social recognition as a form of progress. The goal feels partially achieved. The identity of being someone who is going to do the thing feels confirmed without the thing being done. Every like, every supportive comment, every "I believe in you" from someone who loves you, your brain logs it as movement forward. When no movement has occurred at all, this was not a coincidence. Social media did not create this vulnerability. It industrialized it. The entire architecture of modern social platforms, the likes, the affirmations, the follower counts, is built on top of a pre-existing human neurological weakness. The dopamine loop that was meant to reward action has been rewired to reward the performance of intention. You are not lazy. You are operating inside a system that has been engineered to monetize your unfulfilled potential. But here is the part that cuts deepest. And this is the angle that almost nobody talks about. For many chronic dreamers, The dream is not a destination. The dream is a protection. Because as long as you have never truly tried, you have never truly failed. And as long as you have never truly failed, you remain in your own mind and in the minds of everyone around you. Someone with unlimited potential. The dream is the insurance policy on your identity. The moment you attempt it seriously, that protection disappears. Now there is evidence. Now there is a result. Now the story of who you could be gets replaced by the story of what you actually did. This is documented in the psychological literature on imposter syndrome, self-handicapping behavior, and what researchers call the identity performance gap. The hidden beneficiary of your inaction is not laziness. It is a version of you that feels safe. So what does this mean, and what can actually be done? Here is what the evidence shows. Gabriele Oettingen did not just identify the problem. She developed and clinically tested a solution. It is called WOOP, wish, outcome, obstacle, plan. Unlike pure positive visualization, WOOP requires you to mentally contrast your desired outcome with the specific real obstacle standing between you and it, and then form a precise implementation intention. If this obstacle occurs, I will do this specific action. In randomized controlled trials, participants who used the WOOP method showed significantly higher rates of goal completion than those who used positive visualization alone. The results held across fitness goals, academic targets, and professional ambitions. The difference is not inspiration. The difference is friction. Seeing the obstacle clearly, before you encounter it, removes the brain's ability to be surprised into retreat. History is full of people who dreamed well. The ones who changed anything were the ones who planned for the moment the dream got hard. So here is the verdict. You are not broken. You are not uniquely weak. You are not fundamentally different from the people who built the things you admire. You have a brain that was designed to seek reward efficiently, and a world that learned how to hijack that system before you understood it was happening. The dream was never your enemy. The unexamined dream was. You now know what positive fantasy does to your motivation. You now know what announcing your goals does to your follow-through. You now know that the safety of permanent potential is the most expensive comfort you will ever choose. The question is no longer why you haven't started. The question is whether knowing the mechanism is finally enough to change it. Only one person in the world can answer that, and they are watching this right now. Let us know in the comments what you think, and in the meantime, thank you very much for watching.